Dread continues to rise across Florida as House Bill 1, a macabre menace that seeks to destroy Florida's public sector unions, was heard on the Florida House floor.
This is House Bill 1, and for those of you who have read the news and may want a union-busting bill, I've got bad news for you. This bill is not that. For those of you who are terrified that this is a union bill, I've got good news for you. This is not that.
Representative Jones.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, and thank you so much, Chair Grant. So then wouldn't it be appropriate for us to look at legislation saying that that unions cannot ask for political affiliation?
Representative Grant.
I certainly hope we wouldn't have to legislate every little thing that people do. I mean, at the end of the day, if we can't trust somebody when hiring somebody to not ask patently offensive questions in writing on paper on a form, we would have to be a year-round legislature to catch all of it.
Workers across the Sunshine State fought back with a brave defense of our constitutional right to a union.
What's disgusting? Union busting! What's disgusting? Union busting! No!
I'm opposed to this bill, and the main thing is I just don't think it's necessary. Representative Grant said himself yesterday that there's really not any statistical evidence that shows this is a problem.
We are 38th in median household income, yet now we want to make it more difficult for workers to organize. But even if you reject that argument, I am still unconvinced of the necessity of this bill. Florida is already a right-to-work state, though many would argue it should be called right to work for less.
We say that we want to eliminate bureaucracy, we want to eliminate regulation, and here we are adding a layer of regulation. Let's dereg this. I've heard that phrase used a few times over the last 2 years. So we also never heard from any worker who said that it was difficult to remove themselves from a list. In all the people who testified, in all the people who emailed, in all the people who called, most of them said that there was an email process. It couldn't be any easier.
And you mentioned today it is a human resources bill, and it is to some extent because all we're doing is putting red tape on our human resources people to have to make sure every year or up to every 3 years that this form is accurate and the person actually wants payroll deduction and they want to be a part of a private organization. You know, I've supported so many things in this legislature to deregulate, and we're continuing to do that. And it seems like in this bill, all we're doing is going back and putting some regulation and red tape into the process here.
After significant debate, HB 1 passed the floor 63-52. It now moves on to the Senate. We'll keep you informed on this heinous assault on the working people of Florida as it continues and how you can fight back.